Hi everyone, I want to take a second to talk about snapshots in virtual machines. Now, snapshots are are VMware's way of doing a saved state of your system. So for example, if you were working on something and you're about to make some serious changes to your system, to your virtual machine, and you're not sure what's going to happen and you're afraid you might screw something up, you can take a snapshot. And it works just the same way like as a game save would if you're playing a video game and you save your progress. It's exactly the same thing. Like say you're playing Final Fantasy 37 or whatever number we're on, and you get to a point, you got a boss battle coming up, and you don't want to lose everything you just did, so you save your game. And then you go on and die 8 times trying to beat the boss. Every time you get to go back to that save, that game save, and everything's exactly as it was before you started, before you continued, before you went up and fought the boss. Same idea here. We have these saved states called snapshots, and these snapshots allow us to revert our machine back to when we know it was good. So you're going to be doing a lot of changing, a lot of mucking around with the system in this class, which is cool. This is experimenting. This is fun. This is, breaking things and fixing things. But it's a good idea to be able to save your work before you have made any of the real changes in case you do something in after step 28, you've forgotten exactly what you did. Something went wrong, but you don't know what, and you want to just start over again. So that is what snapshots are for. They're very helpful, and they're very easy to do. So when you are running your virtual machine, if you go up to the virtual machine menu, there is a snapshots menu. So you can either quickly take a snapshot or you can go to snapshots, which will give you a screen with a list of all of the snapshots that are available. So right now I haven't taken any, so this is just the current state. That's all I'm seeing. So if I'd like to save, essentially, imagine saving your game. I click on take. It takes a snapshot of exactly where I am. I do that. What do I want to call it? I will call it end of chapter 1, which actually it is. It's the end of chapter 1. So I'll take the snapshot. It is going to save everything as I have it. So now I have a saved game. This is where I am right now. This is the saved game, I guess we'll just call it. The end of chapter 1. I can make all the changes I want, and then at any point, I can reload. I can click on this and restore to the end of chapter 1, and it will just go back and it will basically recreate everything as it was before I actually did any of the extra work. So I hope that makes sense. And the more snapshots you take, they will all show up here in this list, and you can go back to them. You can take snapshots after every activity if you want, after every chapter. They're really very small. They're just a little bit of data that tells you how the system has been configured. It's not copying the entire hard drive every time you make a snapshot. It's nothing that bad. Also, if you have a bunch of snapshots and you realize you don't want a lot of them, you can just click delete and select it, and it will ask you, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And it'll get rid of the snapshot and then to call it out, for example, if you had too many. So that's it. I just wanted to give you that brief bit of information about snapshots. They are very useful. I highly recommend you use them, especially when we start getting to work on the exams. There'll be a lot of parts of the exam, and taking a snapshot so you know where you're at when you're working on it might be a useful thing. Okay, that's it. Have a good week.